Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now. With me, your host, Bara Abdallah. We've got a great show lined up full of local talents, initiatives, and happenings from around the island. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, I know those arts of Game of Thrones are something else, as we are here tonight with a community of very creative artists who have decided to bring and share their creativity with the people of Bahrain, all the way from the Philippines. We welcome the Filipino creative. Well, welcome. Kamusta ka, kaibigan?
Mabuti.
Oh, great. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. I've been
Perfect.
practicing that word for a while.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Bahrain Now. May I know your names, please?
I am Catherine Pahe. I'm one of the founding members of Filipino Creatives Bahrain.
And I'm GCL Rifuyo, a member of Filipino Creatives Bahrain.
Amazing, amazing. Your artworks are just like too real. I mean, the word is hyper-realism.
Yeah,
That is
that's it.
crazy what you've been doing so far. And it is a very smart move. Game of Thrones, you know. Alam Alla right now behind the scenes, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. He is such a big fan. You made everybody
Yeah.
excited. But not only because you brought pop culture characters, but the art itself is something else. Now, before we jump into that, what made you actually come to Bahrain and settle here and share your amazing creativity?
Well, we have around 25 members in Filipino Creatives Bahrain, and most of them are Filipino workers. They are working here in Bahrain, and some of them are studying too.
Okay.
So some have their families here, and they have settled here for a long time. So these are the members of Filipino Creatives Bahrain.
I love that. I mean, it's like we do have a very active Filipino community here in
Yes,
Bahrain,
yeah.
you know? Like, I love Filipino cuisine. I've been, like, I have a lot of Filipino friends. It's such a social life. You go there, they're so welcoming. But what I noticed as well, a very creative community. I'm not sure what's the
Yeah.
reason behind it, but when he say, oh, he's from the Philippines, I can tell the guy's gonna have a lot of creativity coming along with him, whether it's art or computer design, or illustrations, music, anything with art and creativity, you guys really excel. So amazing stuff. And thank you so much for sharing your artwork. Tell us a little bit about your artwork.
Yeah, my artwork, it is called hyperrealism. It is a genre of art that like similar to the photographs. So all the details from the reference you will see at my artwork.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like, you know, if you didn't tell me it's an actual art, like, you know, handmade manual art, I will say, nah, man, come on, it's Photoshop. What are you talking about? Is this like only pencil and charcoal?
Yeah, my artwork is created by charcoal and graphite pencil, which means it complements my love for lights and shadows and textures of my artwork.
And you're doing it amazingly. It's like looking at the work itself, it's something
Yes.
else. And it's just one member. You have like more than 25 members in the
Yes,
Filipino creative, I would say, is it association at this point?
It's an art group, yes.
It's an art group,
association.
great. So I'm sure you're getting some support here and there here in Bahrain as well?
Yes, we are.
Amazing.
Okay, we are under the Philippine Embassy, and we started with under the leadership of Philippine Ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency Alfonso A. Ver.
Beautiful, beautiful. A big shout out goes to the Embassy of the Philippines
Yes.
for being so creative and being so supportive to the group itself. So now, what made you think of forming a group together? Why did you do that?
We started in September 2018. We had this big exhibition in the Harbor Gate, Bahrain Financial Harbor. This is in collaboration with the Philippine Embassy under the sponsorship of the Harbor Gate. And we had this big exhibition, Bahrain Through Our Eyes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And so far, it was the biggest exhibition ever happened in the Harbor Gate.
Wow, I can
Yes.
only imagine, you know, it's like, I missed it out.
Yeah.
I wish I was there for that. I should keep an eye on everything going on with the embassies to see what's happening here. Oh, there you go, an art gallery. Let's go
Yes,
for
yeah.
that. So you've been joining a lot of art galleries and a lot of
Yes.
exhibitions, right? And if I'm not mistaken, you even been to Time Art.
Yes.
So how was that experience with the Asian Week? So what was your experience in Time Art?
We were invited by the Philippine Embassy and to join for the ASEAN Week.
Mm.
And so the Philippine Embassy knows that there are so many artists, good artists from Phil Creatives, and so they did some on-the-spot painting in line with the cultural event.
Wow. On the spot, instantly. I can tell you've been having a lot of fun there, right?
Yes, sir.
Amazing, amazing. So now from the ASEAN Week, you went with a collaboration with the University of Bahrain,
Yes,
Windows
yeah.
of Amal. How was that?
Now it's ongoing,
Okay.
so if you have time, please visit the Windows of Amal. It's ongoing at the University of Bahrain. We were invited also. It was organized by the Windows of Amal.
Okay.
So we are one of the artists who are participating there.
What kind of art do you get yourself into?
I wasn't able to bring some of my works,
Okay.
hopefully next time.
Definitely.
And I'm doing Impressionism.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
It's more about the feelings and how I portray or how I express myself through arts.
Wow. Wow. I can only imagine like when, all the members come together as a group and
Yes.
everybody has a different kind of art.
Yeah.
So we have hyper realism and you have,
Impressionism.
what else do we have in the group?
We have realism.
Okay.
We have some digital arts also.
Wow.
And we have a film director with us.
Nice.
We, together with artists, we show digital arts and some films also.
Wow, so you got videography, photography, and
Photography,
arts and all of that
yes.
in one group. You're ready to take over. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm sure, like, the moment I saw what's going on even on your Instagram account, I'm like, Bahrain is even more creative now with the community like yours taking place here. So now, since 2018, you've been active up until today. Thank you so much for that. So
Yes.
what do you think is going to be the future plans? You have anything planned out?
As of now, we are so grateful with what's going on for Phil Creatives because every year we have this grand exhibition. And aside from that, we have small exhibitions where we are invited, like we have done in Jufair,
Okay.
in Jufair Mall, in different malls and
Wow.
hotels, and in Capital Club. We have so many invitations. So we just want to inform everyone that we are welcome for new members, for Filipino members, but we are open for international artists too whenever we have this grand exhibition. Like what we did last December,
Okay.
and also in Harbor Gate, we have 19 international artists with us.
That is
Big
good.
names like Abbas Al-Mosawi and Hamed Al-Bosta and Sheikh Marwa Al-Khalifa. They are with us. So,
You've been very busy and very active.
yeah.
Oh wow, and I can see just it's never stopping. What is
Actually,
your future?
we are preparing this coming December
Okay.
for another exhibit.
Okay.
So I think it's a collaboration with the local artists.
Yes.
Sir, as an artist yourself, now how long you been living here in Bahrain for?
I've
now?
been living here for almost 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
Great, 2 more years and you're gonna be Bahraini. Alhamdulillah. Then you say the words, I can teach you, maybe offset. Some things are gonna get you around, definitely.
Yeah.
So when you've been here, pretty much 3 years of work,
Yeah.
how do you see the artistic scene here in Bahrain?
Yeah, actually, I love seeing a Filipino community come together as one big family and to support each other. There's a lot of undiscovered talent out there. So this is the organization that they can showcase their talents, their skills. That's
Amazing,
it, yeah.
amazing. Well, I would like to say to you and every member of the Filipino Creative Group and every creative Filipino in Bahrain, salamat po. Thank you
Thank you
so much
so
for being with us right here on Bahrain Now. It's been a pleasure, and I will definitely be there for you at the December exhibition. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bahrain is definitely being more creative with the Filipino Creative Group. All that took place in an interview right here on Bahrain Now. ladies and gentlemen, right now with a different kind of vibe. Let's go all the way from Mexico to Bahrain. We have Max Lopez sharing his experience right here and his journey in cycling and more. All that on Bahrain Now. Well, ¿qué tal, amigo?
Sheikh Barik.
Alhamdulillah, muy bien. Dude, what's going on? What's happening?
I was trying my best.
You're doing amazing, man. You know, if you,
Thank you.
it's like for a second there, if you didn't tell me you were Mexican, I was like, oh, wow.
You know
he's a
what's
brother.
weird? A lot of people ask, I come over and start speaking Arabic, and I was like, no, sorry, I cannot speak Arabic. Like, oh,
Well-
you look kind of like Lebanese or
Right.
something. So
Hey,
maybe I have.
Barak, amigo, right?
Maybe if I look my tree family, maybe I will have some Arabic. thing.
Maybe, you never know. Maybe we could be cousins. We haven't even an idea about it.
Everybody's cousin
Right.
in that long term, right?
I
Like-
know, man. So how you been? What's been going on?
Actually, everything has been so good. I arrived here 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
Only 4 months. So I'm barely new.
Wow.
So I don't know. Right now, I feel like I'm settling, having like
Okay.
my own time, friends. Slowly, straight.
Shui. Oh man, you're heading there. Dude, I don't know why that I had the impression that you've been here for like 1 or 2 years. You give me that vibe, like you know your way around here, but pretty much you just been here for 4 months and all the way from Mexico to Bahrain. What's the story, buddy?
Well, that's a funny story. Actually, I was in Mexico. Well, first of all, I used to be fat. I lost 24 kilos. I used to be really fat. So, yes.
Wow.
Okay, so I used to be fat, and then I started this whole cycling story. And I really love it. I really love my job. So I was doing it back in Mexico for 2 years.
Okay.
And then suddenly somebody in my Instagram called me like, hey, we want to offer you a job. And I was like, okay,
Sure.
let me see.
Okay.
And they offered me a new job in Bahrain. And I was like, where's Bahrain? I swear, I have never heard about Bahrain before they offered me the job, for real. And I was like, well, it's a new opportunities in the other part of the world. Let's do it. I didn't hesitate at all. Actually, in 1 month, everything was so quick. In 1 month, I was already traveling to the other part of the world.
That is very interesting, just like that.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to be open to the opportunities. Whenever it
Okay.
appears, you have to be open. So that's why you told me it looks like I have been living here for a year or
That's
two.
the energy I got, yeah. You had your journey in cycling and you picked Right Nation to be pretty much another milestone in your journey. Tell us more about that.
Actually, I see it more as a challenge. I don't know,
challenge.
because my mother language is not English. So, well, I used to have English back when I was younger, so I learned English. But back in Mexico, when you go to United States, only you order food, or most of the people speak Spanish. So you don't have to practice your English. So now, speaking 24/7, I think that was the most challenge here.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
It was,
Do you feel like speaking Spanish right now?
Claro.
Yeah?
Claro, pero si te empiezo a hablar español, entonces ahí sí va a ser el verdadero reto.
Sí.
I just say if I was talking Spanish, that would be the real challenge for you, not the surprise I got later for you.
One thing I noticed about Bahrain is that they have this beautiful reception and attractiveness to, I would say, the Mexican culture. Do you know why?
I don't know, maybe because we're awesome.
Oh, okay, well, A, B.
No, I don't know. They're really open. I don't know, Mexican flavor, like I told you, like Latin flavor. Whenever you go to a place and somebody's very loud, it's Latin. I swear they're going to be Latin. You have to be friends with those kind of people,
Interesting.
dancing and going all the way
Interesting.
around.
Interesting.
Not all of them, of course,
Okay.
but you have to be open to those kind of things. And I don't know. I see myself like a really outgoing person.
Oh, it shows, definitely, man. You'll be kicking it up beautifully here.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be in television in Bahrain for real, but
Really?
it's a good opportunity.
4 months on TV. Next 4 months, you're going to be on a movie.
Perhaps we never know.
That look is telling me
Imagine.
you're working on something.
Yeah, perhaps.
Dude.
Well,
dude.
it's my dream. I told you I used to be fat, so my dream was to become a model. That was my dream. That
Okay.
was my dream
To be a model.
to be a model.
Okay.
So after I lost the 24 kilos,
Amazing. Amazing. I need to
I
do the
started.
same.
Okay, I will make it. I will make it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. So after that, I accomplished my dream actually because I started posting a lot of pictures on Instagram.
Right.
So a lot of people were following me and I got a lot of followers. So that's a lot of brands look at me.
Okay.
And then I have like the personality and the connections and everything. So slowly it's going up.
Okay, awesome.
And now I see
Awesome.
Bahrain as a platform.
There you
I see
go.
Bahrain as a platform, a challenge to, it's the first time living on my own. So
Oh, well, you doing okay, right?
I don't know, like you should see my house. Like the dishes are all over the place.
You're okay.
It's okay. It's silly things, but yeah, it's hard to be on my own.
Well, like I said, it's a challenge, linguistically, culturally, and all of that.
Culturally,
but you're learning a
it's,
lot here.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
growing, and I like
Okay.
it. I always say I like things that take me out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
In doing it.
Speaking of getting out of the comfort zone, what's happening here?
Okay, I will explain what I do. Okay, so
Oh.
I'm going to invite you, everyone. It's an open invitation. So it's Right Nation. I work in Right Nation. And it's a different thing. Maybe you will know it as spinning, but it's called indoor cycling. The difference between spinning and indoor cycling is that we have to be in the beat of the music. So the rhythm of the music is what's going to accelerate our heart rate. So it's going to, well, to lose our fat. That's what we want, right?
Whew.
So I'm going to show you a little bit how it works. You don't have to be the fittest person ever. You don't have to be in those like mental health thingy. So it's just going with the flow and have fun. You want to try it?
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Well, you got two. You brought two.
Of course.
Yeah,
One for me and one for another person.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Today I'm off. Today's not my work day.
It's your TV day.
Yeah.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, apparently we're gonna have a little surprise. Just stay tuned. More coming up. Surprise! Okay, now we're gonna have lots of fun. Max, vamos?
Yala.
Yalla.
Okay, so the first thing you have to know is your bicycle, you have to arrange it so it can fit your body because these are like new bicycles.
Okay.
So if you have like knee injury or back injury, they can really arrange to your body. So it's really good. So once you put everything on the side and you feel comfortable on it, there's a second thing you have to know.
Yeah.
We have special shoes. When you go to Right Nation, they give you like a special shoes, right?
Yeah.
So because you have to clip yourself to the bicycle because we're going to speed up. So you need to have control and not like go away, right?
Right,
so,
right.
But right now I'm going to take it shui with you.
Shuaya,
So-
shuaya? Not vamos, vamos?
No, not vamos, not yala.
Not
So
yala.
it's going to be fun. We're just going to explain how it works,
Okay.
and hopefully you will enjoy it and come back to Right
It's
Nation.
been fun already.
Second interview is going to be in there
Let's go. Let's
with all
go.
the lights. So okay,
Yalla.
the first thing
Yes.
is we're going up. We need music, but our music is here, right? Like boom, 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 boom. Okay, so the rhythm is going to be here. Come on, go up with me here.
Yeah.
Grab it. Your left leg is here, so
Left
we're going
leg.
to be left, right,
Right.
left, right. Come on, keep up the pace with me. Left, left, yeah, left. Come on, a little bit faster. Come on, yalla, yalla,
Yalla.
Right Nation. Okay, so now on.
Yeah.
Now that we have the rhythm,
Yeah. Okay.
control your breathing. Come on, control your breathing. Have fun. Think you're like in this party. You're hearing the music. Ah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now that you're here, we're
Yeah.
going to start something new.
Which
Okay,
is?
we're going to elbow dips. Now you're holding
Elbow
your
dips.
handle. Yeah, because we work out our complete body. It's not only
Okay.
about our feet.
Yeah.
So now you're here. You're going to just go down. Down.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now
All
you
right,
feel it,
right.
right? Try to do it when you go down.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
It's a workout.
Yeah. You got it. Éale. Now
Woo.
for 45 minutes. Come on.
45
Yalla.
minutes. Yeah, because we had that time on
Stay
TV.
tuned. Stay tuned. And now get your bicycle and we can do it together. So breathe. Breathe.
I'm breathing.
This is just the beginning.
just the beginning, Habibi.
Okay, you can stop now. Come on, sit down. Take a breath. Inhale. Okay, because the indoor cycling part, it was not only about the physical movement. We
Yeah.
have like this part also for like meditation and breathing. It's not only for for you to speed up. A lot of people come to me and tell me that it's not about the exercise. It's about disconnecting from the world for 45 minutes.
Amazing. Love that.
Yeah, a lot of people like actually,
that.
I don't want to sound like to brag myself, but they have come and they were like, thank you. I was suffering from postpartum depression.
Whoa.
And you take me out of from that depression.
Amazing.
You think like I'm only a coach for them to exercise or like to push them, but sometimes I change with that. I say like inspirational things.
Okay,
Or
you're like a life coach maybe at some point?
I don't want to say it.
No, you
but
don't want to say it. Well, I can see it right there.
Well, if I have the energy and if I have like something to apport, that's why I really like being a coach. I like to transport that energy from me to people. Sometimes they need it. They do
Right.
exercise because they want to release that tension from the whole work. You know, when
Yeah.
the whole day has passed by, you were at work, you're tired, the traffic, so you just want
a
to
lot
go
going on,
there
yeah.
and disconnect for 45 minutes.
It's amazing.
And with the music and the lights, you will love it.
How do you feel about this? You just doing all of this in Bahrain, Right Nation. How do you feel about it?
Actually, I feel like I accomplished one step, but I still think I need to upgrade myself more. I'm very hard with myself, so I think I told you I see this as a platform, and I'm taking the more I can get from it. I'm really thankful for the chance to prove I'm capable of doing it. But I don't know. I really love giving classes, and
Okay.
I really love
Okay.
giving my energy to people.
Man, I'm loving it. That said, I think you need to take a few sessions at Right Nation with the coach himself.
Of course, of course. And the good thing is that if you don't like my music or you don't like my vibe, we have a lot of coaches, so you can marry with one of them.
What's
not
your
only with
vibe?
me.
What's your music?
My vibe? Oh
Yeah.
my God, like Latin flavor, I told you.
Why am I even
Sometimes I will
asking?
go out from the bike and just like wiggle it, shimmy. I don't know, it's just to have fun and just not to think about it. It's just to roll.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's just to forget about everything.
Max, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Have one.
Whew. I feel better, And this is, by the way, we're a bit sweating here, and this is a very cold studio.
Yeah. This was just a warm up.
This is amazing, man. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Shukran jazilan.
Have one.
And definitely we're going to see you back again, maybe as a movie star.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So thank you so much for inviting me and having like this proper time to introduce myself to Bahrain properly.
All right.
Because a lot of people, I just been here for like 4 months, but they're like, welcome to Bahrain. So that will happen until like 1 year. Like,
Dude,
people,
how
"Welcome to
crazy it is
Bahrain."
when you tell your friends and your family, hey, I've been here for 4 months. Yeah, I'm on TV.
I'm on
Yeah,
TV.
what's going on?
I'm
What's
on
happening?
TV.
Hi, Max.
Mama,
yeah,
Mama,
TV.
I'm on TV.
You want to say hi to your mom here?
Well, to all my family, I miss them.
All right. Been a good one, man.
Thank
Been a
you
good one.
so much. Thank you so much.
Whew, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just getting some oxygen here in my system. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome session with Max Lopez, Right Nation, right here on Bahrain Now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th edition of the Manama Entrepreneurship Week, which is held between the 20th to the 26th of October 2021, hosting a variety of hybrid events, workshops, and networking sessions. Tonight, we have Fatma Ibrahim representing the BDSME. Well, good evening, and how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Good evening to you too.
It's a pleasure. So tell us a
Thank
little
you
bit
so
about
much.
what's happening with the SMEs.
Sure. So my name is Fatma. I'm here to represent the Bahrain Society of Small and Medium Enterprises Bahrain, and in short, that's the BDSMEs Bahrain. It's quite exciting time for us. SMEs are the main drivers of the economy right now. They contribute more than 30% to the GDP.
Amazing.
And just to go back a little bit into the past, we started the BDSMEs. I'm actually a new board member this year for the organization, so I'm representing them tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We elected a new board this year, so just to give you a little bit of a history, we were initiated in 2012 under the chairmanship of well-renowned businessman Farouk Al-Maayad and also MP and businessman Ahmed Sabah Al-Salloum. So they started this idea with the objective of helping SMEs and supporting them and advancing them in the society in Bahrain as well.
That is amazing. It's beautiful. Like me and a lot of friends, a lot of people seeing that, how important SMEs are to Bahrain, as like it's this transition taking place right now between what happened, let's say, before the 80s and 70s and 60s, and now between the 90s and heading to the new millennium all the way to the future. SMEs will play a crucial part, like you said, in the Bahrain GDP. 30%, you said?
It's even more than that now.
Wow.
Exactly. I mean, this is an exciting time for SMEs, and
Right.
as much as the pandemic has really hit us hard, and we've seen big companies disappear off the face of the earth.
Right, yeah.
But we've also seen smaller players come into charge, coming up with their new ideas. We've seen silver linings, new lessons as well. So I guess our role now is much needed more than ever. The BDSMEs Association, we do a lot of things, but the most importantly, we hold network sessions, we hold mentorship workshops, we bring SMEs, we listen to them. What do
Right.
they need right now? How can we help you? And we've been doing that for the past few years. And I'm going to talk a little bit about more of some of the exciting initiatives that we're
Please.
doing. Earlier this year, like I said, we elected a new board. We have a lot
Yes.
of women on board this year. We also had, in February, I don't know if you've seen it in the news, we've launched the second edition of the ETC Business Plan Competition.
Right.
We announced the winners. We bring, I think it was 50 job speakers in partnership with the Ministry of Labor and
Wow.
Tamkeen. So this is just a part of it. The other part of it as well, we do a lot of contribution to SME policies as well. We see what is working for them in the business world. How can we help them advance? I mean, at the end of the day, SMEs, they want to do two things: survive, thrive, and expand.
Right.
So we try
Right.
to have a lot of initiatives to cater to that. My favorite part this year as well, we attended the BIAC conference in Sicily, Italy. So with the Italian Trade Agency, so we had a lot of conversations with Italian startups. So we do a lot of cross-networking across borders. Like I said, listening to SMEs and hosting them for workshops, setting up a committee to see what policies need to be changed, and we engage a lot of the private sector companies as well.
Wow, this is very exciting.
Thank
Feels
you.
like I want to have an SME right now. I just want to go in and just think of an idea, just make it happen. As we've been talking offset, I've been involved a lot in esports, right? And into the gaming
That's very
industry and all
exciting.
that. It is. I mean, what happened, I guess, before, not enough workshops were there available at that time. So, when it comes to game development and esports and all of that, even though we have the numbers to justify why we need a game development, let's say a company or a firm,
Yeah.
or even an esports association to take place. But now it is an exciting time. I don't mind kickstarting that again.
You should. That brings me to the next point. I mean, if you have an SME right now, and we cater to different sectors, so if you're in agriculture, if you're in cybersecurity, if you're in any of the other trendy sectors that are happening right now, this is a good time for you actually. Under the BDSMEs Bahrain, we also have 5 incubators. I'm going to name a few of them here. We have ProSky, Adwani, Gulf Gate Medical Complex, Bahrain Gates, Faruq Al Ma'ayyad. I named all of them. Here you go. They're either in the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or some of them are in different locations, but each of them focus on different sectors. So if you're a startup that's going to start a medical practice, or if you're a doctor, then you would go to the Gulf Gate Medical Complex. So each one kind of caters to the type of startup that you're running. And we also have offices, we have incubators to help you if, for example, if you need video services or mentorship, we
Right.
have all of these service outlines. So we want SMEs to come to us. We want you to talk to us, tell us what you're struggling with, or even how to start an SME from the beginning.
Right.
We have all the facilities, and that's what we do. We live and breathe all of this.
Wow. I love this because, coming from a person who's been born in 1983, right? So the only way for us to actually make a living or work is either you come from a family that have a long history of, being merchants or in the business, or simply just go to school, find a good university, get a degree, and then look for a job. And
very
then,
black and white at that
and just climb that ladder all the way in pursuit of happiness. And even when you reach that, to the top or whatever, you're going to be a manager or a director, the challenges keep piling up more and more and more until you just think of one thing: retirement. Now, what I'm loving about this is that we're showcasing that there is more than just this. Yeah, education is important, but so is experience.
No, you're right, and I think it was a scary concept to go to your parents or to go to kind of the traditional mindset and say, hey, I have this cool idea. It's about this trendy topic. We don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're just going to go ahead and put our 100% in it.
Right.
And I think for the BDSMEs as well, we're joining a very interesting event this year. It's the 7th edition actually of the Men On Entrepreneurship Week. You'll be excited about the topic.
Totally.
We decided to go under the theme of business development and entrepreneurship, but the panel is going to be titled Thriving in Unsettling Times.
Okay.
So music to your ears. It is an
Yes.
unsettling time, but I think when you're put into a challenge as an SME, it challenges you to think of the impossible, because we've
Right.
been too comfortable in our seats as well.
Right.
But I think now a lot of SMEs are thinking, how can I do better? If a crisis like this hits again, how can I reinvent my business model? How
Right.
can I make my customers happy again?
Right.
So in this panel, we're bringing different speakers that have faced all these struggles, and we're gonna ask them. We're gonna have this session to say, how did you turn it around? Because not a lot of people can do that. You know, failure is the #1 fear for all startups.
Right.
So we want
Right.
startups to come and say, hey, this is how many times I failed, especially during the pandemic, but this is how I've re-managed to kind of work in my purpose and tell you guys that you can still manage to push your business through the hard times. So
amazing.
this is the panel. We're going to have speakers from Khosh Fikra, the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, we had him here actually.
Awesome guys.
Yeah.
And I won't announce all the other speakers.
Okay,
It's
teaser. Yeah.
pretty exciting. It's going to be
Okay.
at the Pro Sky Incubator on October 26th from 12 to 1. So please, if you're free, you should come as
I
well.
will definitely have to go there, you know. Let's say more potential guests for the show at the
Awesome.
same time, you know. It's going to be amazing actually to be there. I mean, for you to say that right now, and right now as you were talking, I just got the goosebumps because now I'm just feeling super excited, optimistic of what's going to happen with Bahrain and all that together.
That's exactly what we want to do.
As you know, I have friends right now, whether they got involved in blockchain development or they got involved in esports or even open up their own, let's say, YouTube studio to serve YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. Agriculture, a little bit going on over there, a little restaurant. I'm hearing all these kind of SMEs, and a lot of them came here on Bahrain Now. And the question is that, is this your full-time job? He says, yes. This will be unquestionable just years ago. And now it's happening, it's becoming a thing. You know, it's like-
And Bahrain, I think it gives you kind of that drive. You know, I believe in Bahrain in comparison to the UAE and Saudi. They're much bigger markets. But Bahrain is kind of like your foot into the door.
Right.
It kind of lets you squeeze yourself in, initiate your idea, and then expand to somewhere else. But I think we have that encouragement, that sense of drive. And the private sector and the government has been quite helpful. We've seen a lot of stimulus packages. We've seen a lot of support
Oh, yeah.
from different private
Amazing.
sectors. Partnerships happening. So banks are not scared to partner with startups. A lot of companies are not scared to take on the entrepreneur to revamp their business models as well. So there is a sense of trust in the young people, and I think that's what we want to do. We want to basically spread the message that if you're young and if you have an idea, it's possible, and let us help you kickstart that dream of yours.
Amazing, amazing. Can I ask you a question if you don't mind?
Sure.
How do you feel about all of this?
I feel excited. I feel also anxious, but it's the kind of anxious that makes you want to wake up the next day and keep doing what you're doing. And I think people should be anxious. If you have a startup, like you said, you wear so many hats, you're not doing one thing.
Right.
Every day could be a completely different obstacle. The next day you could be either announcing a new partnership or you could be announcing a new change or a new product. And I think that's what's really exciting. And we've said with a lot of startups, and to me, and I mean, I used to own a startup of my own years back.
Wow.
So I've worn that hat and then went into corporate. So I've seen a little bit of how things changed in Bahrain since 2015. And I'm really excited to what's coming. And I want to thank the organizers, the Capital Government, for Bahrain Entrepreneurship Week. It's the 7th edition. We have 7,000 people
7th edition, wow.
coming in. And every year it has been super successful. And it just brings all the startups together and really, really such inspiring stories.
I can confidently say me and Bahrain are proud of you and the team members.
Thank you so
behind
much.
all of
It means
this,
a lot to
honestly.
us.
I mean, it means a lot to us that you're doing what you're doing right now. As we're just sitting, you know, chilling and all of that, but you're doing all the heavy lifting.
Thank you so much. Please stay tuned. You can visit us on 2 accounts. If you want to know more about Manama Week, it's at Manama Week on Instagram, and then BDSMEs Bahrain as well on our Instagram channels. If you're a startup and you're out there, please come to us. We'd love to help you. We'd love to, like I said, kickstart your dream to the next level.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love that. Kickstart your dream. Well,
That's the
Fatma,
new slogan for now.
Copyright it right now, right here on Bahrain
I'm
Now.
copywriting it right here on Bahrain Now.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Fatma, it's been exciting and
Thank
such a
you.
pleasure having this talk with you right here on
Thank you so
Bahrain
much
Now.
for having me, Baro. Thank you.
Great pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, kickstart your dream. All that took place right here with Fatma on Bahrain Now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for another great episode of Bahrain Now. As usual, be sure to reach us out on our social media accounts shown below. And stay tuned for more exciting segments on Bahrain Now. This was Bara Abdallah. Till next time, Bahrain, goodbye and God bless.